Welcome to the Know. I'm Ashley.
I'm Mica.
Are you ready for the Adpocalypse sequel? Yes, we're getting sequels to this faster than we are for comic book movies. This could actually be a thing because YouTube's got another crisis on its hands. This one could actually be more serious than the first one.
Yeah, and that's because this one involves children.
Oh,
like
that's
not in a great way.
That's like instant red flag on the internet.
Yep, some major brands are again suspending advertisements on YouTube following investigations by the BBC and the UK newspaper The Times that found that obscene comments were showing up on videos of children on the platform.
Gross.
Super gross. It's led to larger concerns that some videos on YouTube are being exploited by pedophiles and the platform hasn't done enough to stop them. I feel like I need a shower.
The investigations found that comments in videos featuring children ranged from sexually explicit, gross, to encouraging children in the videos to perform sexual acts. Also gross. You guys, you know what this is? Like, this is worse than, like, if you ever see a comment on, like, a porn website or something, you're like, why were you commenting on a porn site? It's like sharing it on Facebook. Even worse than that, why would you make sexual comments about kids in YouTube videos? Who does this? I mean, there's obviously a lot of things wrong with you, but what's wrong with you?
Well, for instance, The Times showed a screenshot of a girl rolling around on a bed surrounded by toys, to which someone commented that they wanted to...
Oh, God,
I really don't want to say this. I have to read it.
Okay.
They wanted to kiss your fragrant panties, which, please someone call Olivia Benson and Detective Stabler, call SVU. I really hate this. I want to go vomit. Once again, I need a shower.
Now, the thing is, a lot of the videos themselves can be pretty tame. Well, it's kids reviewing toys, showing off their outfit of the day, like being cute kids. But when you add comments from people who call the kids sexy or ask them to get naked, as the BBC found, it obviously casts the videos in an entirely different light. A really, really bad one. And some volunteer moderators say that there are potentially tens of thousands of active predators on the site.
Meanwhile,
so that's comforting.
Yeah, don't you love tens of thousands of pedophiles just lurking on YouTube?
No.
Meanwhile, it looks
Burn
like...
it.
Burn it. Meanwhile, it looks like YouTube's enforcement on obscene comments has been lacking, with only a small portion of them getting removed through its reporting system, which isn't enough.
Not enough.
Some of the obscene comments and the accounts that made them were only removed by YouTube after the company was contacted by the BBC, which, not great.
I mean, better late than never, but better early than late.
That one.
Now, needless to say, advertisers don't want to be involved in any of this, and some of them are jumping ship from the entire platform after an investigation by The Times found that advertisements from major brands were being shown alongside videos of children in various states of undress, which had those obscene comments.
Some of the brands that have already pulled their advertising from YouTube include Adidas, Mars, Cadbury's, Deutsche Bank, and others.
Mars spokesperson said, "We are shocked and appalled to see that our adverts have appeared alongside such exploitative and inappropriate content. We have taken the decision to immediately suspend all our online advertising on YouTube and Google globally until we have confidence that appropriate safeguards are in place. We will not advertise on YouTube and Google."
And a Cadbury spokesperson added, "While we investigate this matter, we have suspended all advertising on the channel until we have clarity from YouTube on how the situation occurred and are satisfied that an acceptable solution has been put into place." I don't blame you, Cadbury.
No, they're not the only ones pushing the pause button. HP and Now TV, which is owned by Sky, have also pulled advertising. Kind of a crazy situation, but I mean, how did we get to this point aside from gross people in comments?
Well, one of YouTube's big lines of defense are its YouTube Heroes and Trusted Flagger programs, which enlist help from volunteer moderators to flag inappropriate comments, as well as add captions and subtitles to videos and respond to help questions. Those volunteers get perks like sneak previews of product launches and invitations to conferences. But judging from the response of advertisers, yeah, that's not enough.
Nope. Some of the mods in the Trusted Flagger program were the ones who alerted journalists to the issue because I guess they felt that YouTube wasn't doing enough. One told the BBC that YouTube could do more to help them, saying there are loads of things YouTube could be doing to reduce this sort of activity, fixing the reporting system to start with. But for example, we can't prevent predators from creating another account and have no indication when they do, so we can take action.
YouTube is also using algorithms to track and flag comments, but it looks like the issue is currently bigger than their capacity to handle it. Some of the moderators said there could be between 50 to 100,000 active predatory accounts still on the platform.
That's a lot.
That's so many pedophiles. While another said that there are at least 50,000 active predators on the site.
As you can imagine, YouTube is scrambling to address the controversy and to prevent yet another mass exodus of advertisers, like the one they saw earlier this year when advertisers balked at their products being placed alongside questionable videos on the platform.
The difference this time is that this controversy isn't just around the videos, which are usually fairly innocuous themselves, but also the comments that are some shady-ass people are making about the kids in those videos, which once again,
So gross.
so gross! Considering that this involves children, this could be a much bigger problem for YouTube to deal with. Children. Pedophiles and children.
Blech. YouTube responded to the controversy in a recent blog post titled 5 Ways We're Toughening Our Approach to Protect Families on YouTube and YouTube Kids. The post was written by Joanna Wright, its Vice President of Product Management, who says that they're working on faster enforcement through technology, as well as removing ads from inappropriate videos targeting families and blocking inappropriate comments on videos featuring minors. So that's a good list to start with, but it kind of feels like a lot of those things should already be in place.
Wright wrote, "We've historically used a combination of automated systems and human flagging and review to remove inappropriate sexual or predatory comments on videos featuring minors. Comments of this nature are abhorrent and we work to report illegal behavior to law enforcement. Starting this week, we'll be taking an even more aggressive stance by turning off all comments on videos of minors where we see these types of comments."
Oh, but it gets worse for YouTube.
How?
So yet another investigation, this is another one, has reported that YouTube's search autofill has some disturbing results, but specifically, like if you type phrases like how to have, we don't need to fill in that blank. Your phone can probably do that for you. There's a lot of unsettling suggestions. Again, adding to the impression that YouTube is being used by some pretty gross people in pretty gross ways.
A YouTube spokesperson said the matter is still under investigation, noting earlier today our teams were alerted to this awful autocomplete result and we worked quickly to remove it. We are investigating this matter to determine what was behind the appearance of this autocompletion.
So, yeah, it's been another rough week for YouTube. Another rough week. This comes after the first Adpocalypse earlier this year, when a bunch of brands also pulled advertising from the platform after it was discovered they were appearing alongside controversial stuff like, ISIS propaganda videos. This led to a much wider crackdown on YouTube's part. The platform started mass demonetizing all kinds of videos with even a whisper of objectionable content. Gaming videos also got hit pretty hard, even though they only include simulated violence in games like Call of Duty and Destiny.
We're still dealing with the fallout from that, with lots of YouTubers reporting that their income is still down substantially, and everyone's basically frustrated with YouTube's unclear explanations about what constitutes acceptable videos and what doesn't.
And a lot of worrying that they need to find somewhere else to go now. Now, as for this case, looks like another example of YouTube trying to police a whole bunch of content with algorithms and volunteer mods, but it's not getting the whole job done. It's unclear how long this has been going on now, but hey, now that it's got a spotlight on it, YouTube definitely has a big job ahead of it, and it needs to do a lot of this very, very quickly.
And all of this leads to a lot of unanswered questions. Will content creators now be held responsible for comments too? And if that's the case, couldn't any video now be subject to demonetization?
Hey guys, be good.
Yeah, be good in those comments down there. And now we're all wondering, will YouTube have to hire massive amounts of people to moderate all of its videos? But how many is massive?
That would take so many. We're talking
So
like
many.
probably hundreds of thousands
And
of people.
how much would hundreds of thousands of people cost?
A lot.
A lot of money. They've just created a giant fire hose of content, and now they're increasingly being asked to police it.
Yeah, so what about those comments? I mean, is YouTube or the content creators going to start shutting down all comments to protect themselves? Because if someone that you don't know leaves a comment on your video, you're liable for it. I mean, it could be a thing that happens. You could see creators start to just shut down comment sections entirely to protect themselves from demonetization, but that's also a very vital link between creators and their communities. I mean, yes, comments can be pretty rough sometimes, but they are part of what makes the internet the internet. And it helps YouTube feel like it's more of a two-way street and less like a broadcast that wants your eyes but not your input.
This new advertiser boycott also highlights the fact that big brands are still having trouble understanding new media.
To say the least.
Yeah, the internet is very different from advertising on, let's say, TV, which brands are much more familiar with and is much more regulated. You buy a spot against The Walking Dead, you know what you're getting. Zombies. If you buy a spot against YouTube, it could appear on anything like zombies or Disney sing-alongs.
Or unboxings.
Or unboxings.
Or, I don't know, it's slow-mo or a makeup ad.
Really anything.
Stuff.
And it's treated more like any other web ad than, say, a commercial at the beginning of a TV show.
Yeah, but then as for the internet, brands love the traffic and all the eyeballs that these popular videos get, but now they're wanting more and more assurances from YouTube that there won't be any questionable stuff along for the ride. And that's really, really hard to do on the internet, which still has this mantra of anything goes, censorship sucks.
Yeah, more and more the Wild West days are coming to an end
Tame West.
as platforms start to police content that used to get a pass because, hey, it was the internet.
It was the internet.
Yeah, YouTube is the biggest player on the block, so it's going to have the biggest target on its back. But it's not hard to see this eventually filtering down to other platforms as well.
Well, like, look at Facebook. Facebook is suddenly going all in on this video stuff.
Yeah.
Eventually, eyeballs are going to turn to Facebook and say, what are you doing as well? It's going to go pretty much anywhere there's video. This is going to crop up.
Whatever YouTube does will have ramifications for the rest of online video, like it or not.
And as for content creators, it's going to be increasingly hard to make money. Obviously, no one's guaranteed to earn a living on YouTube. You can't make an advertiser spend money to appear on your video and then, and then pay you for it. But it is the way a lot of people make money.
Yeah, and the reality is that a lot of creators are making money through videos and have been for a while now. And it's not just a hobby, it's a full-time job. And if YouTube keeps putting up more and more restrictions to making money, that could have big implications. Either the content will dry up or established creators will find other ways like merchandising and Patreon to support themselves because, paying bills is important.
Yeah, there are actually some very successful examples of Patreon in particular. Jim Sterling, NoClip, Cloth Map. But there will be a number on how many creators any one person will be able to shell out and support on a monthly basis. We've all got limits to our disposable income. How many creators can you pay to support?
Right.
So there's a limit.
Or, everybody in the world signs up for YouTube Red and all our problems are solved.
Yeah, hold your breath. I mean, look, maybe step one, it becomes available in more countries. That would be a start. It's available in like 5. It's like
that's not enough.
US, Mexico, Korea, Australia, and I think New Zealand.
Not Canada?
Not Canada, not the UK, no Europe. It's really, really limited right now, which is a shame because I believe that videos that have limited monetization are still eligible for YouTube Red income potentially, because that's based on, like, they break out the amount of money that you spend on your subscription based on who you watch. So there's that, but it's not at a scale yet where it can make up for the loss of advertising revenue for sure. That's my breakdown.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about the latest Adpocalypse on YouTube? Let us know in the comments.
And for all your YouTube news, be sure to like this video. If you're new around here, subscribe to the know, and don't be gross on videos about kids.
Yeah,
That's
with only a small portion getting removed, though it's reporting through its reporting system. With only a small post. Some of the brands that have already pulled their advertising from YouTube include Adidas, Mars, Cadbury's, Deutsche Bank.
Now, as you can imagine, YouTube is scrambling to address the controversy and to prevent yet another mass